Hello. I'm just getting my last ingredient out for this popcorn that I'm making today. Am I frozen? No. Okay. For those of you who are new here, my name is Ashley, and I write about food and recipes over at Big Flavors from the Tiny Kitchen. It's bigflavorstinyKitchen.com. I'm on social media at Big Flavors. On Twitter, I'm at Big Flavors Blog. This is my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make a really easy, only 6 ingredient. It's a snack. I originally made it a couple years ago for like a fun movie night treat. But it's really great now that the holidays are around. It's actually something that would be really nice for gift giving. You could package it up pretty. You could even put the components separately and gift a little container of popcorn kernels, and it would be like a make your own. It would be pretty nice too. So I'm just gonna wait just a minute or two, and then I will get started. This one is really easy, but one of the interesting things about it is it's only 6 ingredients, but it includes crispy rosemary. And that's something I had for the first time. I feel like I had it in a dish at a restaurant. Hi, Jennifer. I had crispy rosemary and something at a restaurant, and you know, normally if you're eating a fresh rosemary leaf, I guess it's called a leaf, it's a little like, I mean, it's good, but it's piney, but there's something about frying it crispy that just makes it, I don't know, makes it different and better. But this is the rosemary that we're going to use today. I'm actually going to go ahead and get a towel. I'm going to rinse some of them off. We only need 2 to 3 tablespoons of the leaves of rosemary. So it's going to get like 3 or 4 sprigs. I'm going to wash them off and I'm going to dry them really well just in case. I don't want the heat from the oil. I don't want the water to hit it and make it explode. Hi, Amy. So I'm just going to kind of dry these pretty well. And then I will show you, you can, if you've never taken rosemary off of the stem before, it's very easy. But I also have this tool that I got years ago that I thought was going to be one of those like unnecessary kitchen gadgets, but it's this little leaf-shaped thing from Chefin, C-H-E-F''N. So I guess it's Chefin. But you can use this to take the leaves off of kale. Hi, Janine. Kale, different types of greens, and then down here there's these smaller holes for different types of herbs. So if you're doing it normally, you just have like the thicker end of the stem down here. Hi, Christine. And you can just, you hold it up here and you kind of pull against the stem. It's not very hard, and then you get all your leaves like that. But, watch, this probably won't work right this time, but you find like whichever hole is about the right diameter for the stem. I'm just going to get the top stem there, and you just thread it through here, and then that's 2 sprigs, so let's see. And it kind of pulls them off. I don't know, I guess maybe for rosemary, depending on your sprigs, maybe just doing it by hand is faster, but it's been great for kale. If you like greens like that have a lot of leaves, and you just thread it through, and you can use it for thyme, but I think it's a little overkill for that. But like I said, this was one of the things that I got that kind of surprised me. All right, let's try this again. I think it's because my stem had kind of 2 little offshoots. Yeah. All right. Well, we tried. So rosemary is kind of one of those herbs that you either love or hate. It tastes a little bit piney. Hi, Holly. Oh my gosh. Canadian audience in the house. So my husband didn't used to like rosemary, but now he's into it. But the crispy rosemary really adds something nice to different dishes. So I'm just pulling the leaves off until I have about a couple tablespoons, and then this gets infused into the oil that you drizzle on the popcorn. That adds a little extra flavor. Hi, Maria. where are you guys watching from? I mean, I know some of you, but and do you have any fun food weekend plans? I don't think I have anything like food-wise planned this weekend. Just a lot of like little holiday events and stuff. But speaking of events, note for locals, I'm going to be going to the preview party for the new Whole Foods that's opening in Chappaqua, which is pretty near Ossining, and they're gonna have an event link for their public grand opening on Monday. Wednesday, December 12th, and I'll be sharing this Monday. I'll be sharing like some sneak peeks before it's open to the public, and I will. Oh yeah, kitty cooking party. I'm going to a I'm going to a cooking party with my friend and her daughter. I'm very excited about that. Total mom brain. Anyway, the Whole Foods is opening next Wednesday. I'm going to be doing a giveaway for a gift card, and they're going to have a bunch of stuff that's local to our area, which is pretty exciting. And yeah, I'm excited to have one closer than White Plains because I used to work in White Plains, but that's a bit of a drive from here, so. All right. So a couple things that make this popcorn like fancier than just regular popcorn. Work. I feel that, Holly. This is butter flavored coconut oil. I like Barlean's. I do work with them. The post I did about this years ago was sponsored. This live is not sponsored by them. It's just a fun recipe that I like making. So the butter flavored coconut oil, you can bake with it. It's organic, vegan. There's no trans fats, hydrogenated fats, cholesterol free, no GMOs, and it doesn't taste like coconut. So you can use this in a cookie recipe and it's not going to make it taste like coconut. I know that's like a problem some people have with other coconut oils, and I've run into that before. Like I had a recipe that called for doing something savory with it, and it tasted like coconut, and it was kind of hard to eat. But Jennifer's going to Chicago to attend a cooking class at Read It and Eat, a cookbook store based on Ina's latest book, Cook Like a Pro. Oh, that's awesome. That sounds really fun. I love fun like food events like that. I went with Christine, who's watching right now. I went with her years ago to meet the Pioneer Woman when I think it was her first cookbook came out, like when she had just made the move from blogger to, I don't even know if she had a Food Network show yet. But it was really fun. That was in New York City at Chelsea Market. It was a very fun day. Me and Christine ate a lot of cheese. As happens. So anyway, one more thing about this butter flavored coconut oil. If you want the movie popcorn flavor, you know how like the whatever weird mystery stuff they put on the popcorn makes it taste really super buttery and you can't really get that at home. This stuff will make it taste like that. So a lot of times I'll actually make popcorn. I'll just drizzle a little bit of this on at the end, and I'll add truffle salt. So it's very easy. So I'm taking a 1/4 cup of this, and I'm going to put it in a medium pan. And depending on the temperature of your house, your coconut oil will either be liquid, solid, or semi-solid. Mine's kind of in between right now, but I'm just going to let this melt down, and after it melts down, I put it over medium-high heat. After it melts down, I'm going to add the rosemary leaves into the oil, and you just stir them around until they're crispy and it smells like rosemary in the house, and they don't get burnt. But you watch them, just stir them a little bit, and as soon as they're done, you take them out and put them on a paper towel lined plate to soak up the extra oil. But you leave the oil that's infused with the rosemary in the pan because you're going to drizzle it later. First one, no show yet. Yeah, there was a sign that said come in for cheese, and we're like, well, if that's not calling our names, I don't know what is. Speaking of, I've been on a roll with this Netflix and cheese thing with my friend Janine. It's been a lot of fun. We tried to do a scaled down one last week. This week It was not scaled down, we're ridiculous. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna show you, you can make your popcorn on the stovetop. You can make it in one of those air poppers. I like this little microwave thing because it collapses and it's good for my kitchen. But all you do is you put the popcorn right in here. It's silicone, and then you put the lid on and you put it in the microwave and it pops. And I like this one because the lid keeps everything nice and warm. I had another one that had a spout that you could put butter in and let it drizzle down. I didn't really like it as much. And I've heard from some friends who had the one, there's like a glass one with a handle, like a heat-proof handle that you put in the microwave. Theirs may have been a fluke shattered. So it broke and could have caused a lot of injury. So I've never bothered with that one. I'll show you. Sorry, I'm a little sniffly today. The allergies here are insane. So this is starting to turn from a solid into a liquid. It's almost there. All right. The other things that make this popcorn special, festive, fancy, whatever you want to call it, are dried cherries. The ones I got from like the cheese and accessories section of like a kind of fancy market. So they're nice and plump tart cherries. And the most expensive nuts you want to buy, but they're so good and they're very like worthy of a special occasion. Marcona almonds. So these almonds have been, they fly, blanched. I think they've been fried. They're definitely peeled, and these ones have been salted. So yeah, this one says fried and salted. So since these are salted, I'm not going to add a ton of salt to the popcorn, but you can always add more if you want. But these are, if you've ever done like Spanish tapas, sometimes they'll have those as like an appetizer, sometimes with herbs and stuff also. So my oil is totally melted now. I'm going to take the rosemary and put it in the hot oil, and just if it starts splattering, I have a splatter guard because I don't need to mess with kitchen burns, but looks kind of weird because it's been used a lot. But it's just a mesh that you can put over a pan so that if things start popping, you're all right. So I'm going to sprinkle these in. And I am going to cover that because it sounds a little intense over there. I'm getting some tongs. These used to be my I'm frying bacon or something tongs. My husband would tease me, but I had a lot of like burns early on when I used to start cooking. So you can. It already smells like rosemary, and the color is still green. See if I can ever so carefully show you. One day I'll get a better camera angle on this, but let's see. You can see they're just kind of crisping up in this oil. So once the heat's off, we're going to put them on the paper towel lined plate, and then we're going to stir in a half a teaspoon of salt into the oil so that it dissolves. And I'm using this Himalayan pink salt. You don't need to. You can use whatever salt you like. This is just kind of nice, a little different. So I think these already feel crispy. I'm going to turn the heat off. And they don't look much different, but they are, it's like so hard to find the light in here. They're crispy. So the texture is much different than like a fresh rosemary leaf. You might not be able to get all the leaves out of here, or you could use like a slotted spoon or something. And you can see the oil turns a little brown. Almost like brown butter, but again, it doesn't taste coconutty at all. I haven't tried this with regular butter. I'm sure you could. I don't know how it would go. So I can't vouch for it. But half a teaspoon of salt. I'm just gonna kind of like shake it around and let it dissolve in there. It seems like a lot of salt, but you probably won't be using all this oil on your popcorn. You could also, I suppose, save the oil because it has that rosemary flavor in it and use it for something else. But I'm not recalling offhand if this type of coconut oil, I think you can cook up to, let's see, you can use it as a substitute 1-to-1 for butter in baking, cooking, and frying under 375. So if you're doing some high heat stuff, you really shouldn't use it, but you can use other. I missed it. Was that butter or shortening? It's butter flavored coconut oil. This stuff, I love. It tastes like movie theater popcorn butter, and it's not coconutty at all. Hi, Claire and Sandy. So, okay, the rosemary is all nice and crispy now. Let me see if I can demonstrate the crispiness. Like, this is, that's what it looks like, and I'll, like, I don't know if you could hear that. I was like crunching it next to my microphone, but so that's ready. The salt is stirred in, and now we're gonna make popcorn. So whatever popcorn maker you're using, just follow the instructions that come with it. And again, you can do it on a stovetop in a heavy bottomed skillet. You just want like a thin layer of oil on the bottom. You can throw in like a tester piece or two of popcorn and put the lid on and like medium-high heat, and just kind of shake it around a little, and once it pops, you know your oil's hot enough for like to make the rest of your popcorn. I'm using a 1/4 cup of popcorn kernels in this one. These ones are yellow. There's also white popcorn, but I think kind of looks prettier. I think when I posted this on my website, I used white popcorn. Kind of has more of a snowy look for Christmas and whatever. So I wrote in my notes that for this popcorn maker, it took about 3 minutes at full power. So I just poured the popcorn kernels on the bottom. The lid goes right on the top. And then I'm going to put it in the microwave. In college, I lived across the hall from the kitchen one year, and people burnt popcorn every day. It was obnoxious. So really all you want to do is listen for once the popping starts. When the pops start getting less frequent and there's a couple seconds in between each instead of constant popping, then you should take it out so you don't burn it. Yeah, so did I have any other notes? Has anybody used an air popper for popcorn? My mom uses one, but I do not. Hi, Rob. If I didn't already say hi to you, I'm not sure. So the things that I use, I put in my Amazon shop. I put a link to it in the description, but it's amazon.com/shop/bigflavors. And I have, just since the holidays are coming up and you're aware, I have other categories in there too. There's like mixology and cocktail making supplies. There's cookbooks. There's kitchen appliances like the coffee maker I use and the burr grinder, and cookbooks, baking supplies. There's a lot of fun stuff in there for like decorating. I also have a kids and family fun section. Like my family were big gamers, and so I have a lot of video games and card games and stuff like that in there. Hi, Ellen. So years ago, Rob says years ago we had an air popper, and Mike said we used to have and use an air popper, but now stovetop all the popcorn. Yeah. The only thing I would say is this wouldn't probably be as good with like the bagged popcorn unless you get completely unseasoned popcorn, because you don't want to have like already butter flavored popcorn and then add the stuff on it. Anyway, so like the family fun section, I have like some of the toys that my son likes, some of the video games that we like, some of the games we play as a family. It's got like this Marble Run engineering thing, and he's very into scratch coding these days, so there's a lot of that kind of stuff. And I have a beauty, health, and wellness section that's things that I like. I got a little caddy that goes over the bathtub that has like a wine glass holder, so you can like slip a wine glass in there. You can put like a phone or a book or an iPad there and watch TV and relax while you are just listening for the pops. while you're in the bath. And this thing that covers the stopper drain thing so that you can fill the bathtub a little higher, because if you're tall at all, it's kind of annoying to fill a bathtub. Alright, it sounded like they weren't popping as often anymore, so. You can see it's all right under there, and then as soon as you take the lid off, just like all the steam comes out and you have your popcorn beautifully popped. If you pay attention, there shouldn't be any burnt ones in there. You just do have to, like, kind of, if you're going to make more than one batch, pour it out into a bigger bowl and so that this cools down, because it's silicone. It's not too hot, but it is a little hot. So all I do with this popcorn now is you can give the oil a stir so you get the salt kind of distributed a little. It might not melt all the way, and that's fine. You can drizzle as much as you want over it, but you just want to make sure you stir this so that it evenly coats, because, like, I don't know if you've ever hit a big patch of oil. It's pretty gross. So I just kind of like drizzle a little bit and stir. A little bit more. I do want to play around with some more other, like, combinations of popcorn mix-ins, because there's a lot you can do, and it's not a bad for you snack at all. Hi, Katie, in Florida, visiting my aunt in Florida, so we're both watching. Hi, Katie's aunt. Is it warm there? Mike says, we buy the Costco-sized Overmetalbacher container of popcorn, not flavored. I think that's actually the one that I put on my Amazon list. Christine has the bathtub thing, too. Ellen's in Florida, too. Wow. Mama Yetta's watching, too. Hello. Dino's at work. So I have my crispy rosemary. I'm just going to sprinkle it on. And then I'm going to add, ooh, I got crispy rosemary in my coffee. Yeah. I'm not mad at it. It's probably still good. All right, so the rosemary's on. Some of the oil is on. I put about about a half a cup of, for this amount of popcorn, of the almonds and the cherries. But obviously, do however much you want. It's just kind of a nice balance of sweet and salty. So this would be great, like I was saying earlier, if you wanted to package up the different components. You could do it as a gift. You could already pop the popcorn. You could and put everything together. You could have a DIY kind of thing with like a jar of popcorn kernels. If you have a farmer's market nearby and they have like a farm that makes their own popcorn kernels, they're so good. So I don't know how, it's kind of hard to see it in here, but just has like a little bit of everything. You can also put it out on a platter for a holiday party and then just kind of like dress up the top, like throw some of the extra garnishes on the top. So people see that it's not just plain popcorn. And the other thing that I like about this popcorn popper is you can, there's my lid, put the lid back on like this and it keeps it warm for a pretty good time. I found these things at Target a while back, these little like reusable popcorn containers. So those are, you know, if you want to put them out and fill it up. Do movie night. I have this thingy too. It's like a presentation dish. You can put all sorts of stuff in here, but popcorn would be really pretty at like on a table of appetizers. Get a little bit more of this. So yeah, and then you just taste it and see if you like the amount of seasoning. It doesn't look so good in this light, but it's delicious. Anybody have any questions about making popcorn at home? It's really easy, and like I said, you can do it ahead of time. And it's festive. It's I just love a good sweet and salty mix. So let me just check one more time to see if I have any other notes for you guys. Oh, one of the things, I didn't use it today, but that's in my Amazon shop, the beauty wellness section. There's this Revlon one-step hairdryer and volumizer. This has nothing to do with cooking, but it's like a big round brush, and you can blow dry your hair as you're kind of like straightening it, curling it a little bit. It's a life changer if you are into that type of stuff. So stay tuned for the information about the Whole Foods in Chappaqua grand opening event, and I think probably on either next Friday or the 21st, I'll do ricotta cookies. That's another one of my family's favorite holiday dishes, and it'd be a good one to show you guys. Makes a ton. It's great for cookie swaps and stuff like that. Amazon list URL, it's in the description. You can click on it, or it's amazon.com/shop/bigflavors. It's also on my website at the very top right corner, whichever way looks right to you guys. And I'll put this, the replay will be, stay here, it'll be on YouTube. Subscribe over there. I can't get my own custom channel unless I have 100 subscribers, which is silly, but makes sense. So I hope everybody has a great weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye.